pretty standard here. But talking about that high level of energy, if this is a series that goes 2-3 hours, if this can push to a 6-7 games, do you think maybe that high level of energy starts to punish them a little bit? Do you see a drop-off as this goes longer?
From what we've noticed so far, I would be very surprised if it ever dropped off in terms of the level of energy we witnessed from the entire team of KingPapey. The overkill ban, what do you think about that, kind of limiting the versatility of all four players where you kind of have to pick and choose how you're going to play on the side of KingPapey?
I like that because TK, they might not be too familiar with this entire lineup from KingPapey, so you don't know, okay, are they going to be strong snipers? And they even go as far to ban the SVG as well, so TK really afraid of these sniper rifles here. Well,
one final pick, and it is going to be high caliber, so yeah, again, you see what concussion and flash sneak through, but everything else pretty darn standard.
All right, well, let's take a look at the specialist drafts, of course. I mean, at this point, no matter what you pick, it's not going to be too big of a surprise, but also it's going to be interesting to see what the balance comes out. Are we going to see some mirrors, or are we going to see a lot of different choices in terms of skills versus those weapons for the specialists?
We've seen Glitch used a lot so far this weekend. I've seen some decent plays from it, but when it comes to specialists that have like a direct effect on changing the outcome of a round, Glitch isn't on the top of my list.
Well, it's funny. I appear to be an idiot because when I was casting in EU, they used Glitch constantly. I said throughout Stage 1 in North America, we didn't see Glitch used that much, really. It wasn't one of the more popular choices, but it has been a little bit more consistent so far this weekend.
All right, well, we'll see if Nelson can prove everyone wrong and say, hey, this is why it's so good, this is why everyone should pick it. But as we get ready to jump into the Search and Destroy and Infection, what are some other points? I mean, I feel like we covered a lot of it, Revin.
I mean, yeah, so obviously the focus is going to be here at the B-bomb side. I have that highlighted on your map here, but because all these tacticals make it through now, when you're the offensive team and you're trying to push up this B street, as soon as you cross that rock, what we see with the lethal grenades can be the same for these tacticals. So imagine like a stun grenade coming up right there. That immediately slows your push down, but fortunately on the offensive side, when you're doing these types of all-in pushes, sometimes you don't have to use Blast Suppressor or Dead Silence, so look for a lot of tac mats to be used here. Of course, I like to draw this line kind of right here in front of this rock. I actually messed up a little bit, but right there, right in front of the rock, imagine that as like your trophy system barrier, right? You throw your trophies down there, and that'll block all the incoming grenades that are going to be thrown over this wall right here from the defensive side. And what we saw from Cloud9 when they were pushing in for this B-bomb side is just like completely brutal. They have one guy set up maybe like around here watching the long flank, but everybody else just surged forward. I mean, you have one guy, he immediately pushed in to challenge this rock. You had somebody else around right here to follow it up, and then they also had good contention here over near top cliff, just zoning out this player near the back rock. So I think if KingPapey are able to keep up the pace of the game and stay in TK's face all game long, I do think that they'll have a good time in the Search and Destroy.
Yeah, in the former match with Cloud9, as soon as the round started, I kind of look away or blink and then look back, and they're already right in front of B. We're trying to figure out how they want to execute that.
Biggest thing in S&D is effectively trading. You got to think missing one of your guys, having a fill-in is going to affect that effort from TK. It's going to be scary going into S&D for this squad.
Okay, well, KingPapey, the energy is undeniable. Can they continue that? Will they continue to test the limits of TK? Or again, now that it's, to some extent, you said there's a lot of team communication, but also a lot of individual skill because it's just one life each round, right? If you get that kill, you win that challenge. It's like, all right, I don't need to worry about, having to continue with the streaks and whatnot. You kind of take a step back and then say, get the next one, get the next one. So we'll see how KingPapey plans to challenge them as we go into map number 2. KingPapey currently up 1-0 over TK, fighting for the last spot in the Call of Duty World League Stage 2 Pro Division. We're going to go into game with Mr. X and Courage.
I'm scared, Matt. I'm scared for what potentially could happen.
So
here.
Jack, in between there doing the analysis segment, Jack is actually telling me a story about when him and a few of pro players matched up against Royalty in an online match in Search and Destroy. Why don't you tell us what happened and what Royalty did to you guys?
I won't mention some of the pro players who were there, but Gleiser and Perfy. We wound up playing, and it was on Redwood S&D, and Royalty dropped 14 kills on us. 3/4 of them were with a wrench, and they were all for the final kill cam, the Iron Gym, as it is called in game. Worried for what's going to come here. Royalty already.
We won't see any wrenches during this, but you see Example picking up that first blood. Now, if you're TK, you kind of play a standard defensive setup. At beat, really smart move by KingPapey. Attack mid-map really fast. The other team doesn't expect it. Get the bomb down over at A, and see KingPapey taking advantage right away against an underprepared team Kaliber.
Johnny watching over this middle area. TK, obviously, have to do their best to break this 3v4 theory, the first one to peek on in. Softens up a player, but it's not going to be a kill. Johnny does find one onto Embo, still a number disadvantage for TK, and it looks like this is going to be a push on in. Neslo flies on in. He's got help from his teammates. Examples, somehow, what had just happened there? Somehow still alive. Finally does wind up falling with only 15 seconds left. I mean, you've got to think this is a round one for KingPapey, and it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. 1-0 lead. KingPapey still looking good.
Yeah, Johnny with 2 kills that round, making some big plays, but Team Kaliber, Jack, I think they need to think a little bit out of the box that this KingPapey team's not going to play like a normal pro team that they play against in the pro division. They are going to do some unorthodox things. They had nobody go over towards A on that round. They were going to stack B, and you can't do that against a team that's so unpredictable.
Yeah, oh, definitely not. You could see the confidence in that first round to just soar out towards middle map. How do they like to play this one if you're on the side of TK? Topping over towards Embos. He's in charge of rocking those trophies with that AR, watching out street, and look at how far pushed up. Sharp goes by himself. No one to follow up top rock. No one to follow up on street. Definitely a questionable decision there as he falls for first blood. Challenge out coming in from Embos. He's only able to get one. Second round win in a row for KingPapey. They're looking good, Matt. Search and destroy.
And Nelson comes through the middle of the map with a Vesper, so he was going to play that Fizzard position on that B bomb site with a Vesper, and that's a really interesting call because the Vesper really good close range. You kind of almost compare it like, I guess it's almost like an Argus, right? You grab a Vesper, you sit inside of that B bomb site, and he would have just melted through players if TK would have pushed through. And I mean, look at this, Johnny 4-0. He's got the HCXD, working on a dart as well. Things are not looking good for Team Kaliber.
Not at all. Still the pressure coming down B Street now. Here's what looks like a little bit more of a push you wanted to see, right? Johnny peeks for a second, gets tagged, waits for his teammates to flood on in. Now they'll take control of this street all together. Vesper up close. That's going to melt Sharp with the help of Johnny, and it's another first blood and number advantage in favor of KingPapey as Royalty's in charge of watching the flank. He gets tagged up, but it's not enough. Bomb hasn't been planted as of yet. Theory makes it a 3-on-2, sorry. Now a 2-on-2. As Embos gets a kill in middle map.
That was weird, though. Nelson just turns his back to the middle of the map, tries to plant the bomb, and I feel like almost instantly we're at 3-0 in game number 2, and you can hear the guys on KingPapey. They are fired up. I'm pretty sure that is Nelson's voice that we hear most of the time. But
so, let me quickly touch on this. If you didn't get to watch Advanced Warfare when Royalty really made a surge up as a player, his high sensitivity is what was so darn good, right? Even in that game 1, Matt, you could see how his aim snaps to opposing players. In a game type like S&D, that fast reaction time plus ability to get your aim on target as quick as possible is what makes him so lethal in a lot of these engagements. Sharp, nice movement there to just peek over that close fence. Royalty now with the Man of War, tags up one. Examples gets one as well. Sharp and Neslo just flew out towards middle map with no cover and got first blood.
That was not a great idea by those two players. I mean, they see one guy and they immediately chase that kill in the middle of the map. It looks a little bit of like some desperate play out of Team Kaliber.
Most certainly, Royalty is in control of this middle map area. One player does peek on out for a second. Now to get a challenge, there's that Man of War that is so lethal from that range. Gonna make it a 4-on-1, and there's that snapshot. There it is right there. What makes Royalty so scary. Few players in Call of Duty can hit shots like this. He doesn't have height advantage. All he can see is his head. And guess what? He still gets it done. Two-piece, 4-0 lead for KingPapey. This might be a quick S&D, Matt.
Just the ability to target that player.
Literally, as I was talking about it.
Right up into the window and just to be able to knock down those shots. Johnny still has not died, by the way. He's only 50 away from the dart. I don't even know if he'll get to the dart. This might be over that fast.
Well, it's another pressure from Team Kaliber down B Street. He's going to be the first to peek on up. Does tag up the player on top rock. He will get the kill with the help of Embo. So finally, TK get first blood in their favor. How do they elect to play it now? It looks like it's going to be a play call to try to retake control of middle map instead of forcing something down B Street. As it's still number advantage for TK.
Also, I don't even think it's intentional on the side of, I see Example pick up a kill. I don't think it's intentional on the side of KingPapey, but Stock makes it through this game. You see Examples picking up another kill. It's another round win for KingPapey, but I don't think it's intentional from them, but Stock doesn't leave this game, and that throws off players on TK even more, because now you have them not used to running an AR, right? The last game they run an AR without stock. Now they run an AR with stock. It just kind of throws your aim off a little bit. Not too much of an excuse though, as KingPapey's been dominating this game. I tell you what, Jack, I don't see this slowing down anytime soon. Sharp 0-5 right now. Didn't have a great game 1. Not following up with a good performance here in game 2.
Combined for what? 18-3 right now. Our examples, Johnny and Royalty.
Not a pretty sight.
HC has been called. In theory, just going to play this one passively, try to see if you can spot that score streak being used. It's nothing as of yet, as you can see examples of slowly inching this one on up. He will get taken down, but they've got more of those score streaks to work with. There's an HC. Royalty now calls his in as well. They're just timing them, right? Everyone that gets brought out slows the push of Team Kaliber, buys more time for their team. Royalty spots 2 players.
Royalty's not even trying to kill anybody with this. So he's just stalling them from time. I mean, he may attempt to go up into that top window, but you just see the routes he's taking. He has gained. He gained sight on 3 players on Team Kaliber, and they killed 1. So
TK haven't been able to leave their so
and you see another HC coming in from the side of KingPapey. Theory is able to even the man count up at 3 players apiece, but look at this. TK is not going to be able to get out of their base until like 30 seconds left in the round, and they don't have many options on where to bring the bomb. You see Royalty winning a gunfight. He's going to have his dart in hand, and you see Bose up in top Grandma. He's able to win 1.
But look, those 3 HCs, there's 20 seconds left. They need to make a play happen right now. Example somehow gets a kill when Neslo has him in his sights, and it's a 1v1. Johnny to try to go for the, well, perfect game and the 6-0 victory in this game 2 versus TK.
Neslo going to be able to get the bomb down. We'll see how Johnny elects to play this. He had to know Neslo had only really 1 option to go over towards the A site, and Johnny's going to come around the corner. Does not see the top of Neslo's head, so TK going to get their first round on the board. Still down 5-1. Not a pretty position to be in, but gaining a little bit of confidence, taking 1 round here.
I think it's safe to say the crowd likes Team Kaliber.
The crowd does like Team Kaliber.
From what I just heard, unfortunately, all the cheers you can give will not negate the fact that TK are currently down 5-1. In this next offensive round, wondering how KingPapey wind up playing this one. Yes, they used the majority of their score streak, still a dart available.
Well, now at this moment in time, though, they have Heat Wave, and they're going to be getting an active camo within a few seconds. They're really close to kinetic as well, so they'll have 3 specialist abilities. On the side of Team Kaliber, nobody going to get anything this round. You have Neslo 50 points away from an HC, but here comes the dart out of Royalty. Let's see how he decides to use this, and he's going to spot 1 in Broken. Going to call it out. Don't know if he's going to attempt to challenge this
that'll be his first target.
Yeah, seems like where he's going.
Oh. Flies it on through. Sharp tries to tag it up. It's not going to happen. Royalty staying patient, though. Nowhere
near as impressive as Happy.
But well, there's
maybe
1.
I was wrong.
Yeah,
he's able to get 1. He's going to fly back into the building now.
He is somehow still using the score streak.
Get a second 1.
Oh my God.
Maybe I was wrong. Oh, he actually almost blew up a teammate there, flying it right back at his face. But it's going to be Nelson getting the bomb down at B.
The dart's like a paper airplane on steroids. Yeah, that's personally what it looks like.
Neslo's going to pick up the kill, so he's going to earn his HCXD seat when he decides. You got to use it. I mean, there's what are you saving it for at this point? I mean, you need to pick up a kill.
No, I think he just earned glitch.
You're going to see Neslo use his HC. He's not going to be able to do anything with it, and Nelson gains the information of where he was. You're going to see Johnny being taken out by Theory, so we're going to have a 2v2 situation here, but just look at the time wasted. Fantastic use of glitch right there. We're going to have 1v1. You see Royalty coming in with Heat Wave. It is a 6-1 victory for KingPapey as they are making a statement in this series against Team Kaliber.
I love Sharp. He just joined the agency right there at 0-7. An unfortunate game for him.
I tell you, you can't even... I mean, Boza's played really well these first 2 maps. For somebody coming in kind of like right off the street, filling in, Bose has played really well these first 2 maps.
Royalty goes 11-2. Definitely continuing to perform well. Rough game there. Guys, what are your thoughts on that one?
The trend continues, right? KingPapey's showing up to play. They're here to prove something. And I think on TK side, like you guys said, I mean, Bose is doing what he can, but you're just seeing some of those inherent issues that TK seemed to have throughout the regular season. On top of that, having to work out the chemistry, no matter how good Bose might perform individually.
I don't know what the hardest game mode is to play when you have a fill-in like this, but that looks rough. I mean, it just they couldn't even get any kind of map control, no information. Their pushes were so slow. It was an ugly game to watch.
TK just seemed defeated. I mean, did you see that player shot of them after the fact? I mean, they don't look into it at all.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're almost kind of taking like, well, we're given this chance, like we got to take it, but geez, like what do we really think we have a chance? So it's looking a little grim, but hey, it is a best of 7. I mean, think about the matches earlier, right? I mean, the comeback from HGK to bring it all the way back in and defeat Team Liquid, things like that. I mean.